Hey guys, and welcome to The World's End. Now, I know I said this on the last movie. I, I honestly still don't know what I've said on my other reviews. Wait, what were my other reviews? 300 Runs of an Empire like the movie. Actually, I've only said this twice now. The World's End is a rare movie. Well, I guess that qualifies because I didn't say rare reboot. Because this isn't a reboot of anything. This is the last film in the Cornetto trilogy. Now, I will admit, I've never seen any of the Cornetto trilogy, meaning Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead. I have not seen any of those. To me, I didn't know what it was at the time I've watched this. It was actually a really long time ago that I've watched this. So yeah, with that aside, yay. Let's see. Honestly, there's not a lot to talk about in this movie because there's not a lot of movie to talk about. It's one of those movies where it's like, let's chill out. Let's not have any plot for the first hour of the movie. Now, some people might complain about that, but I'm like, okay, cool. We're just people hanging out. In fact, in another movie, this happens, but I won't spoil a future review. Actually, you know what? I'll just say, Out of the Furnace does that until like the last 30 or 40 minutes, which is ridiculous. Let's see, did it have a cold open? Yeah, it didn't really have a cold open. It had a pretty well put together intro to all we needed in the characters. Well, while I could say it's well done, I don't like how they did it. I kind of wish. This is a movie where I'd actually prefer a cold open. This is a movie where I would just like to see how much of a jerk this guy is, and then see his redemption, and then like sow in those seeds of what happened. Because honestly, the movie could work without that intro. That could have been on the cutting room floor, and I would have been fine with that. But it does give some context to some things that happen later. I think. I guess I prefer. I do kind of prefer movies where it just goes into a certain period of time, like the present, and then slowly starts to pepper in details. Like again, Wolf Among Us. I know I'm spoiling so many reviews right now, but it just drops you in that world, and you're left to say, okay, I gotta pick up hints about my past, but I kind of already know what's happening, and I actually like that. I like the feel of that. The cast, oh my gosh, they could have not gotten a better cast. I mean, Simon Pegg, Martin Freeman. Uh, Now I couldn't name all the other English actors because there are a lot of English actors I will admit I'm ignorant to. But I actually have been kind of trending towards the more foreign films like Snowpiercer, which I really want to see, and stuff like that. However, there's a lot I don't like about this movie. Besides what I've stated before, it doesn't. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen any of the trailers that have come up for this movie, but it's supposed to be like an Attack on the Block type movie, where you just got a couple people hanging out, and then the apocalypse happens, and it's kind of a what if scenario. If there is this person who's just down on his luck and trying everything he can, but he's just like, you know what, I never finished this thing, let's finish it. It does rely heavily on tropes in that area with the whole I'm down on my luck stuff. And it leads into my first con, which is it doesn't feel like a sci-fi movie. Why is that a con? Because I feel like if you're trying to make a buddy movie, apocalypse movie, it should be something more like a Sunset Overdrive, where it makes the person's life better. But it really didn't feel like the apocalypse made Simon Pegg's character better. I actually felt like it made it actually a bit worse until the very, very end. Where you get all that come up with stuff. And only then is it like, here's sci-fi, which you don't have any context for, but here you go. And it's like, I get it's very clearly a comedy sci-fi movie, like trying to make fun of sci-fi. But it fails in that area. Spaceballs is funnier to me, because you actually have a context for all that. You don't just have some random people just being like, oh, the apocalypse happened. That's my biggest issue. Everyone was so against the idea of apocalypse, where it was like, when they actually started figuring out what was happening, it was just like, come on. Now you want... An hour and 30 minutes into the movie, you now want to help. Okay. Fine. At that part, it does feel like that goes into another one of my cons. The plot is just like, man. And I think a heavy part of this movie actually relies on that intro sequence. Because I feel like Edgar Wright is the kind of person who could just cut his intro and cold open into a movie. Like what he did with Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I have it in my bedroom. Because that's where I keep some of my movies. Don't judge me. I just ran out of space over there. I'll make a shelf when I move into another place. But really, it's just like, you could cold open that movie. Another problem I had with it was the music didn't seem to really catch your attention. Like, oh, I really want to buy the soundtrack of this. Yeah. So, while I love what he was trying to do with the movie, honestly, just rent it. And it's not even an enthusiastic rent. It's just like a... Actually, just talking about it makes me less enthusiastic about the movie. So maybe just borrow it from a friend or Redbox that, if you have Redbox where you live. Don't pay like $5 for this movie. Honestly, I didn't pay any money for this movie. This was not an Xbox video rental. I rented it on cable on demand, even though it's not really on demand. It's like AT&T versus a version of on demand where it's like where you go into the movie section and then there's like a free movie section. It's on Showtime on demand, if that's any indication. So really, that about wraps it up for this video. Hope you guys like these reviews, and I actually won't quit today until I'm done with these reviews. Bye-bye. You know what to do. Bye.